Well, hello there, folks. Today we're taking a look at Colonize. The King Requires Your Service. I can't wait to jump in and kind of see what it's all about and how it plays. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not entirely familiar with kind of what to expect with this game. I mean, obviously it's going to be a pretty standard city builder, but besides that, I'm a little unsure. So let's hit new game here. Now this is really cool. So it looks like we get to actually start with one of the original colonies: Plymouth, Boston, Philadelphia, etc. And we can even go for Bermuda, Williamsburg, Charleston, etc. Really, really cool. But I'm going to stick with Plymouth, the original, of
We
course.
labored to rid the Church
Ooh,
of England of the
got some
vestiges
animations,
of papal
folks.
influence. Despised as Puritans, we suffered persecution and were forced into exile. In the year of our Lord, 1620, we left Europe on a religious mission to establish a godly government. In Plymouth, we boarded Mayflower, an ark that would carry us to the promised land. Soon, we were besieged on all sides by the treacherous ocean. Scurvy and fear of imminent death accompanied us for the remainder of our journey. We barely reached the New World alive after months on the high seas. The fear of retribution plagued our minds. Our countrymen had already warred with local tribes over this land. Many of us, too, believed we were not destined to share it. Famine and sickness struck our colony. We resorted to stealing food from the natives. The whole settlement feared the violent wrath of their war parties. Instead, one of them befriended us. Squanto spoke our language. Despite previously having suffered in slavery at the hands of our kind, he arranged for us to trade with the people of the First Light, thus saving our very lives. They introduced us to the beauty and bounty of our unforgiving surroundings, but most settlers still refused to see them as equals. Others would only deal with them if they commit to his word. Shall peace be sustained by sturdy plowshares or instruments of warfare?
See, I'm already liking the suggestion there that we might see some combat. So maybe not just a city builder. I'd love to not just be able to build our colony, but also defend it. So we'll have to see if that's going to be a feature here or not. First colonies were about survival in the wild and inhospitable environment of New England. Deaths were frequently caused by hunger and many diseases. In our first game, Colonize, we try to bring the difficult lives of the first colonists closer to the modern day. That's pretty cool. Gradually, we'll add more content threats and adjust the current state of the game to ensure the greatest experience for you, the player. So what will your role be? You are the governor of the first permanent successful colony, Plymouth, but success and survival were not certain in the first years of its establishment. Sacrifice, hard work, and most importantly, maintaining good relations with the natives were key to survival. The local tribes of the Wampanoag, Massachusetts, and the Narragansett people who lived there before the arrival of Europeans were the main reason for the survival of the colony. Therefore, do not forget to maintain good relations with the native tribes. Hey, how you doing, Dave? Indeed, indeed. That's right. We've been playing too much V Rising. All right. Your job as governor is to take care of your people so that they always have enough food, warm clothes, and most importantly, income to repay our debt to the home company that paid for the trip on the Mayflower. My goodness. All right, guys. Let's start building the colony. First of all, the people have already built storage, where we can store all building materials or goods that cannot be kept in a cellar, when they have also built the storage of food. The public house is a place for homeless people. Build more houses so citizens can move in and start families. Our people also built an inn, which will provide them with food when they're not working. Yes, we definitely do. We definitely do. That is nice. All right. We're going to skip the rest of the tutorial. All right. We don't need no stinking tutorials, man. So let's take a look here. So there's going to be wood cutting, a bunch of different things to focus on. We've, of course, got dwellings here. So they said to build simple houses. So let's get a simple house up. I'm just going to see how much wood that takes, planks and stones. I'm sure that the planks and wood in general is going to be quite important here. So let's go over here. We'll get the woodcutter. Maybe like right there. And then over here we'll put a sawmill. Set priority to max here. And look at that. We've got the people coming out. That's so cool. Out of the shelter. Yeah, end of tutorial, exactly. Looks like they're headed to the cellar first, probably to pick up some goods, meat, etc. Not too bad. Looks like there's also a fast forward button here. Pretty cool. So there's expeditions, it seems like. Look at this. Now, we're not going to do it now, but it seems in time we do have some potential expeditions we could set off on. There we go. They are getting started. Get those houses up, folks. You know what it reminds me of? Is it Sheltered, that game? How you doing, Alone G? Sheltered or something like that? No, not Banished. That's what it is. It reminds me of Banished. That's one house up. Let's just see what else we need. The basics, right? We need wood. We probably need stone as well. See where we could build a quarry. But actually, you have to go quite far to build a quarry, like all the way over here. Maybe? Let's just take a look here. Just purely out of curiosity. Maybe that will still get stone. People will mine stone from the mountains. This quarry can only... Yeah, that's what I thought. So, definitely has to be next to the mountains. Here we go. What I think is even more important than that is going to be the hunter. This will, of course, get us food. It's going to be a ridiculously important commodity here. Let's get that. And I just want to take a look. Bakery. Actually, we might be better off getting a field and then a bakery, but let's start simple right now. We'll get a well and some good old food going. So we'll put the Hunter's Lodge, like, right over here in the woods. Get the well right in the middle of our little town here. And we probably also need to continue getting houses. Now, I like that. Look at that. So you've got, like, sort of the head of the household, and then, of course, you've got down here room for children. So these houses are really just good for one family at a time. Makes sense. Also getting that woodcutter up, so we are starting to create jobs for our people. Yerzel, how you doing? That's right, yeah. Yeah, everybody's a fan of it, except the people being colonized, right? Let's go. So yeah, they are heading out there to get the quarry up. Right now, I think the most important thing is just to get those houses down. The inn is what they said feeds the people, right? We've got an inn right there. I think we're good for now, but in time, we've got to think about that. I'm going to put another house, like, right there. Although I'm not going to set it to high priority. We'll let them focus on the other buildings first. And most importantly, where is that... Oh, it's here. The sawmill. Let's set the priority to max here. Milking your cow, yeah, it took a little while to get her warmed up. Oh, boy. Let's take a look here. So, of course, arriving by boat. Oh, look at that. Got the Mayflower nearby. And what I like for those of you just arriving is like when you start the game, there's actually an option for starting at several different colonies. So it doesn't have to be Plymouth. It could be like Bermuda. It could be Charleston. There's a bunch of them. So I like that. Sort of puts you in a different location and changes the theme a bit. Actually, I want to get that priority to max as well. So at night, of course, the people will rest. We are fast forwarding here just to get past that night animation there. We're going to have to set workers there for sure. I love that film, by the way, Kingpin. I remember buying my dad that on his birthday when I was like 14 years old or something. I saw it and I was like, oh, he would like this. Roy Munson. Good, even the names. Munson? The trailer park, what's it called? Supervisor. She is the best. She's so absolutely disgusting. Oh, I love it. So that's one thing I'm not a fan of so far is just the day-night cycle here. It seems to take a little long. Like, we're on the fastest speed. And obviously, we have to wait till morning for the people to get up and start cooking and working. But that takes a little too long. Like, that's almost normal speed. Maybe I'm just losing patience. Let's see. Nearly 3 a.m. And look at that, guys. Militia. In the full version of the game, you must also defend the city. I like this. So you not only have to protect against natives, but also watch out for French and Dutch raids. That's pretty awesome. This prologue version, I think, is... oh, a barber is born! Nice. This prologue version, I think, focuses exclusively on the city building aspect. But the fact that the game does have, like, a warfare aspect, I think that's going to make it very appealing to this particular, like, community, to our community. That's what I want to see. You know, it's cool to build stuff. That's great. But I also want to be able to, you know, shoot some enemies down for sure. And I'm sure you guys feel the same. So that's good to see that they've added that. Now, whether or not that's going to be fully fleshed out, we'll have to take a look. Okay, an expedition office. Ooh, enables the ability to send expeditions to explore the colony behind your borders and establish new trade routes. Don't mind if I do. I just hope that we're not overloading the area with buildings. So I'll stop now until they get these up. And I'm also going to make the house a priority here, just because we want to try and get as many families in as possible. And look at that. That's so cool. So they've already had 2 children here. The first family, at least. Very nice. So they're going to go straight to getting that house set up. Kids then were born into their trades. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, it was, I guess, somewhat on easy mode when it comes to that. Because these days, you know, you get into your 30s and you still don't know what you want to do in life. But, yeah, at least back then, it was like, you are going to be a cobbler. That's as soon as you're born, you are going to be a cobbler. That's just what you're going to be. Here we go. Almost got her up. Oh, you know what? Now that I see a lot of that metal being moved, we got to look at what do we need to build metal. Statistics, mission, no. Not, it's definitely got to be over here. In production. Well, it's strange. It's not going to be in dwelling. Is it possible that we need to actually either unlock the metal, A? Oh, okay, you know what? It's not considered metal. It's just stone. So we're fine. With the quarry, we should be fine. We've already got the quarry up. And I guess there's no production building for that. It will just come out with stones. Let's just make sure that somebody's actually working here, though. The hell is that quarry building? You know where we should have built it? Right here. As a matter of fact, if I can locate the damn thing, then I'm going to demolish that one and build another one right here. I certainly don't see it. Maybe it even just kind of demolished by itself. Wasn't exactly being used. we're going to try and build one up here. So here we go. Quarry. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's no good. Nope. You know what? Maybe we'll go to the east. This actually seems to be a more promising mountain range. But again, doesn't look like we can actually build over there. Maybe here? That's a little confusing, I must say. Robert Roberts, the colony could grow crops or just sell blacksmith goods to Indians for food. Yeah, you can also hunt, grow crops, or fish. There seems to be quite a choice there. But yeah, that's weird that the quarry... Unable to... It seems like we're unable to build the quarry. I'm not sure why that is. Because we should be able to build it somewhere over here. Let's just change location. Go here, quarry. Okay, but see, this is not... I don't think this is near the stone. That's a little frustrating. All right. We'll come back and take a look at it. There's no way that's correct. There's just no way. But what we're going to do is let that fast forward, let them finish up these buildings, and then we're going to find... We put a quarry building somewhere over here. Just can't seem to find it. But once we get out here, there we go, another barber. How many barbers do we need? Once we locate it, and if not, we'll just put another quarry location somewhere over here. Maybe you just have to kind of like drop it anywhere. I'm not sure. It does seem like there's a specific place to build it, but I'm not seeing those mountains. So here we go, trade with your mainland. Now, at some point, we get that trading harbor up, and I guess then we could just trade for stones, things like that. Nice. But for now, I just want to get these buildings up. Just to get that damn well up. I'm going to try one more time with that quarry. Because this is definitely the right location. Just have to get to a point where they let us build here. Ooh, I like that rain. That is calming. Maybe something like this? Like, you guys see what I mean? Like, it's kind of going down into the earth and into where the quarry would be. Or where the rocks would be. Maybe this is what we need to do. Aha, okay. Let's try it. Let's try that. So that's actually really close to our base, too. And I'm going to set priority to max just because I want to see if they'll actually start bringing in stone or not. But again, in terms of the graphics, and I think you guys will agree, like, it's nothing unbelievable. It's very similar to Banished. It's nice and quaint. It also reminds me of that other game. It's not Banished. It's the cowboy version of Banished. Slightly reminds me more of that than Banished, as a matter of fact. We have to be careful here. You know what? Got to be very careful because we need to get these planks up. So let me set this priority to max. I think the wood is actually more important than this for now. What have we got going on here? Got a little bug there. We found one. We found one, Sophia Clemens. See if there's a delete button. I'm not seeing one. Or people are asking for more food as well. Might have a starving colony on our hands. Good news is we've got water on our hands. How about that? Let's try again. Why don't we do the tutorial this time? And there's no escape button. Well, I gotta love that. No escape. I don't know what the fuck is going on with developers these days. I really don't. There we go. I guess gotta press X. Okay, fair enough. Exit. We're gonna have to just jump back in, I guess. Okay. Oh boy. Why make it easy? Why have an easy menu screen that you could access without issue and, you know, immediately just return a main? Why do that, you know? That makes it too easy for the game, for the player, you know? You don't want to make it too easy for the player. Let's see if the story changes if we change city. So we started with Plymouth, of course. What if we select Boston? Ah, not available. All right, so these other cities are currently not available in the prologue, at least, but you can see it's not just Plymouth. There's quite a few of them. And actually, since we have a few more viewers, I'll play that Plymouth animation again, so those of you that haven't seen it can get a look.
We labored to rid the Church of England of the vestiges of papal influence. Despised as Puritans, we suffered persecution and were forced into exile. In the year of our Lord, 1620...
I think it continued, but yeah, that was a little confusing. I think it continued after that. But it did make it seem like end tutorial, like, this is the end.
An ark that would carry us to the promised land. Soon, we were besieged on all sides by the treacherous ocean. Scurvy and fear of imminent death accompanied us for the remainder of our journey. We barely reached the New World alive after months on the high seas. The fear of retribution plagued our minds. Our countrymen had already warred with local tribes over this land. Many of us, too, believed we were not destined to share it. Famine and sickness struck our colony. We resorted to stealing food from the natives. The whole settlement feared the violent wrath of their war parties. Instead, one of them befriended us. Squanto spoke our language. Despite previously having suffered in slavery at the hands of our kind, he arranged for us to trade with the people of the First Light, thus saving our very lives. They introduced us to the beauty and bounty of our unforgiving surroundings, but most settlers still refused to see them as equals. Others would only deal with them if they commit to his word. Shall peace be sustained by sturdy plowshares or instruments of warfare?
All right. So we'll jump into the tutorial this time and properly do it. I usually like to kind of learn things on my own, but especially with city builders, yeah, the tutorial is definitely going to be important. As you guys can expect, basic stories of the colony, and yes, we will run the tutorial. First of all, run the tutorial, I guess. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Get to the meat and bones here, tutorial. Come on now. Alright, nice. Let's build a woodcutter. That's what I'm talking about. I like that. Rotate using the mouse wheel. We'll keep this one fairly close here. Am I crazy? It didn't seem like that dropped. Alright, Uh-huh. Interesting. Okay. Alright. Let's build a farm field. So I think Robert Roberts was right. He kind of expected us to have to get a farm first. Must change the working hours of the warehouse. Select the warehouse by clicking. From 1700 to 2100. 9. There we go. Okay. 1700 to 6 in the morning. How do we switch to hours? Here we go. Now change the working hours of the warehouse building. You could adjust the work hours of each building that produces resources or provides services. Okay. Now wait for them to finish. Oh, this is just showing us the speed icons. There we go. Right-click on a worker slot to reduce the number of available jobs at a building. Oh, interesting. I see. Okay. So let's just reduce that to 2. And now, this makes sense. Open the population window. Here you can see all of the citizens. Select a random citizen by left-clicking on their name. Filter. Okay, cool. Ah, that's interesting. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Alright, so let's choose a crop here. We'll just keep it simple. Put some corn down there. That's enough for now. So they start real simple, just a very basic farm. First they plant the crop in the ground. That's kind of cool. How are they going to get in there? They're gonna have to climb that fence. Yeah, that's right. That's right. 24-hour shifts. They were tough times. They were tough times. There he goes. Planting that crop. No water for the crops. We got to get a well down. Makes sense. Place a new building near the warehouse. Let's do it, like, right there. Right next to the farm and right next to the warehouse. And it's definitely better to do one building at a time because, as you can see, people are going to immediately come out to build this. A lot more straightforward than what we were doing before. And we've got our little farm going as well. The tiny little wheat field there. As always, guys, make sure to hit that like button and comment down below. If you'd like, you can also be like the awesome Dave Zissou here, become a member on the channel, and you get one of those fancy helmets as well. All right, let's harvest them. So here we go, and look at that, a little harvest button. Nice. Farmer will now harvest the crops. Let them work while we build a house for families. Okay. We'll put it, like, right there. Nice. As you can see, new residents have occupied the new house. If they are happy enough, they will start a family. Oh, that's awesome. Let's trade. Click on the trade menu. Let's sell 25 or more leathers. Click the plus button with the left mouse button. Okay, let's get to 25. Interesting. Let's build a pig farm and buy a couple of piglets. Nice. And let's put the pig farm, like, over here. Yeah, it's 30 minutes off on Sunday because it's the Lord's Day. Those 30 minutes belong to the Lord. Get it up, boys. The one thing I think is really good about these prologues, like, obviously you get the idea of the game out to the viewer, but I think it's good because it sort of gives you a tutorial before the main game is released. If the main game is released and you kind of know how to do the tutorial here, or know how to play the game here, you're going to have no issue. Click the buy button 4 times to buy 4 piglets. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's awesome. You need a farmer to take care of the piglets. Select the warehouse. We're going to select this fellow here. Filter. And she shall work at the pig farm. I love it, man. That's so cool. Let's build a few roads, open the construction menu. This has got to be more an aesthetic thing, but maybe it also increases the speed here. Oh, it does! Look at that, guys. So here's what I'm going to do. First road. There we go. Now we have to take care of hungry people. Select the inn. Citizens will come to eat at this inn only if the innkeeper is present at the inn. Guests are on the way. Oh, interesting. Don't be afraid to build 2 inns, one for the day shift and one for the night shift. Okay. Maybe it's just waiting for them to arrive. The tutorial could use some work, right? A few issues here. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I think it just says guests are on the way, so yeah, I think it wants everybody to arrive here. And then it's going to show us that they fill up this area. So let's see what time it is. Hopefully we'll have some food soon. There we go. They should be filling in. I saw some go in. There we go. Okay, you can see who's currently present at the inn by viewing the guest list. There's also where your citizens will find a partner. Interesting. Let's wait until they eat. That's pretty cool. If a citizen has little energy, they will go home. A long sleep is best for recharging energy. As you can see, their energy is already rising. That's pretty awesome. And we also have the farmer still doing some, delivering some water here to the wheat crop. I'd also like to increase that wheat crop. Let's just drop, or excuse me, that corn crop. Drop a few more here. Not much, just a few more. Hey, Sorcerer the Crusader. This is, yep, like Dave says, this is Colonize, and it's a prologue, so you can play this on Steam. I believe it's open to just about anybody. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it is. Alright, now we're properly getting started. Very cool. So, we've got the woodcutter, but we don't have a plank producer. I think that's going to be the next thing, is somebody that can produce the planks at the sawmill. I'm going to put him, like, right over there. Oh, nope. I think we actually lack the requisite wood for it, so I'm going to laugh if the tutorial set us up for that failure, because it does say 15 planks. So, but hopefully we could trade for them. So, let's see here. Like, for instance, if we need wood, we can actually buy some. We could sell the some stuff that we have in order to buy other stuff. So, it might seem strange, but since we don't currently have a sawmill, I'm actually going to sell some of this wood that we have. And in exchange, I'm going to buy some planks. let's face it, it's going to take a while before we have the sufficient amount of planks, but that's how we're going to have to do it. So trading is definitely important in the game. There's just no way around that. Nice, we do have the sawmill building at least. Hopefully they can get it up without issue. It's a quaint little game, and again, very much like Banished, you have to worry about disease, you have to worry about, you know, getting too cold or running out of food. So if you enjoy that sort of, let's call it just a colonization city builder, if you like that, you're going to probably like this as well. Over here as well, for those of you that are just arriving, we looked and saw that there is a war menu right here, but currently it's unavailable. That's going to be part of the game, so having to defend your colony from natives. Let's let them just collect a little bit more wood before we do anything else. You know what, I just want to make sure. So we got the shelter here, filter, pick. Let's keep them at the inn. That worked? Let me just make sure. I think so. I was wondering why it was grayed out, but I think that's just because she's not currently working. And let's harvest. So we'll cut down all that existing corn and bring it in. Get to work, folks. Again, it's not going to be sufficient, though, until we get that lumber mill up, which is why I'm almost certain we're going to have to end up trading a little bit more. Got plenty of wood coming in. That's the good news. So actually 46 corn. That is quite a bit. Quite a bit of corn. In time, we can actually build a mill. I think that's almost going to be essential. Maybe we need to build a mill even to consume this corn. Get it up. Alright, it looks like we are going to be able to get it up. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Don't have enough planks. Yep, as I thought. Okay, so. We're probably just going to have to wait for them to cut down additional wood until we have enough to purchase this. We could probably buy one plank, but we need much more than just one plank. Let's just be thankful that we've got some pigs and some wheat here. Want to slaughter one pig, get some additional meat and food. Another thing I'd like to build is a house, but again, for that, we've got to get the planks up. It makes one wonder why the tutorial didn't get us to build this, this sawmill, because that's obviously a very important building. it seems like this prologue almost me just wants you to kind of, you know, show you kind of what the game is, and that's it. But I hope we do get that, that building up. We need 7 more planks, essentially. No, more than 7. We need 12 more planks. Well, now we need 11 more planks. Not too bad. Still quite a few. Oh, shame on me. I think we did build it. Shame on me. How can I cancel? It was like, I thought the tutorial would have made us do that. And sure enough, it did. Thing is, it doesn't seem that there's a cancel button. Yeah, there really isn't. So there's some stuff that needs to be worked on here. Like, that's gotta have a cancel button. I swear, like, with my recent Arma video where I was criticizing the game and we got over 3,000 views on that video, I'm gonna start being, like, a lot more honest than I used to be. Like, you know, usually I always give these guys the benefit of the doubt, but I'm gonna start doing videos where I'm just like, a crappy colonization game has just been released. Let's take a look at all the things wrong with it, and I bet you we'll end up getting more views on those videos than we do on just standard vids. Because again, like something like this, like even in the build menu, there should be a delete button, and I'll admit, maybe I'm not seeing it here, but I don't see any delete button, or undo button, or removal button, none of that. So I'm guessing we just have to get this thing up first, and then, you know, given time, we can delete it once it's built? I don't know. I don't know. In any case, now the goal is going to be to get that that thing up, no matter how the hell we do it. First things first, I'm going to sell a bunch of this wood just to have enough. Oh, nice. Marguson is bored. We also need to get some houses up. Pretty damn important. And that should be... We should be good on planks. Oh, damn it. 84. We don't have 84. All right, we got a few more here. We're just going to keep selling wood in an effort to get those planks. You can always get that wood. Hopefully that's going to be enough. We'll see once it arrives. And of course, we have to wait until morning. This is another thing I think is an issue, is the day-night cycle takes a little while, man. It's just now about to be 6 a.m. They also have yet to slaughter that pig. We do have one person, or we've asked one person to slaughter, but looks like we need to assign another person here. Let's go to the shelter. Filter, pick. Okay, no, we do have a worker there. I thought so. Yeah, I thought that was strange. At this point, no. We'll just focus on this one. It's now got more planks than the other. I do like that trading screen, though. That's definitely very nifty, just to have that around. So got quite a few potatoes. We've got plenty of corn from our farm. Food-wise, at least, we're doing okay. It's really just coming down to finishing this lumberyard and trying to get rid of this one. If we just, like, built a tree inside... No, it doesn't make a difference. Can't get rid of it. And there we go, a tremendous amount of wood. Let's just sell it all at this point. Good portion of it. Anything to get additional planks. We're almost there. We've almost got one of these things up at least. I guess we simply won't assign anyone to that building, which kind of solves the problem. By the way, love the rain. The rain is really well done. Look at that. I could fall asleep to that. Like, that's really nice. It was only for like a second, though. That's kind of what rain is like here in Portugal. It'll rain for like 10 seconds, and then that's it. That's rain for the day. Oh, nice. We are getting some lumber. Or I should say some planks. Oh, I think they were just bringing the planks over here to help build. Fair enough. There we go. We've got a sawmill up. So now, go into our shelter. And filter pick. There you go. You now work at the sawmill. Filter pick. And you know what we can start doing now is building additional homes. We really need to get those homes down. So here we go. Get this colony properly built. Something like that. Stones, that's going to be the next thing we build. So we're going to have to get a quarry down. We looked at this last time. Where was the closest location for a quarry? It was like somewhere over here. People still need more food. We're not getting sufficient food. You know what we're going to do? We're going to harvest that wheat field. We already asked them to slaughter pig. Let's slaughter another pig. So we already have a worker there. That's why they recommended building 2 inns. At some point we'll get to that, but an inn for your morning crew and an inn for your night staff. And it almost seems like you need one for breakfast and one for dinner. Seems to be the way that goes. There's no way getting around building 2 inns at a minimum. So we definitely have enough food. The people simply aren't going to the inn here. See, work time is only 1,600 to 2,300. No, we need to increase that work time. How about 10 a.m. to about 8 or even 10 p.m.? 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Ah, here we go. This is where I believe we can get the quarry down. Yep. One second, folks. Nice. Something is wrong with my health. Oh my goodness. That's not good. We need to start thinking about, potentially getting... Well, I think that right now the best thing at healing is going to be a church. Doesn't seem to be much in terms of basic healing. I'm not going to worry about the church right now, though. I think right now we're just going to worry about them actually doing their job over here at the inn. Maybe a bakery is what we need. We need first mills, things like that, to produce the flour. To grind the flour down, and only then can we actually get the baker. So no, right now I'm going to focus exclusively on housing. And in fact, we'll send another worker over here to the woodcutter. By the way, just look at how many people that shelter is actually starting to take in. No, I think everybody has a job now. We've got to wait for additional peasants to arrive. They're just going to kind of do their thing. And it seems that now people are getting fed. So some guests are stopping by. I thought they would kind of like all funnel in at once. But it seems the citizens sort of eat whenever they feel like it, which that's kind of cool, I guess. So go over here and harvest this. It's ready to be harvested anyway. There's also no like up and down camera. There's a zoom in and out, but you can't really like look at this from the side. Like you can't get down here and look at it head on, unfortunately. But you can kind of just zoom in on it. Oh, Depraved. That's the name. That's the name of the game that this reminds me of. It reminds me of Depraved, which is kind of a cowboy version of Banish. And this is much more similar to that. And again, especially with this military aspect, which I can't wait to be added to the game, where we can actually get, military units and a fort around our town to protect it from native attacks. That's going to be absolutely awesome. But again, it really reminds me of that game Depraved. So if you're trying to look for a game similar to this that you could play right now, Depraved would be the one to take a look at. It's got kind of mixed reviews. It's kind of a sloppy game, but it's decent for what it is. Let's put it that way. Boy, we slaughtered those pigs quickly. Yeah. Got us plenty of meat, though, of course, as you can see. Would like to get the church up just to see if that's what actually deals with the medical problems. Faith brings peace and happiness to everyone in range of the church. Okay. Why not? We'll also build it over here where we are starting our residential area. So when we build more homes in the area, they'll of course get the benefits of that church as well. That house of worship, as it were. Definitely not going to build it in. Well, this is hilarious, guys. I just received the key for Chivalry 2, so if you guys are interested in some Chivalry 2, make sure to let me know either here or on the Discord, and maybe we'll play that here on YouTube. It's something I would typically reserve for my Twitch channel, which I'd recommend you guys also follow, but I'm kind of thinking, it's got a medieval background to it. Maybe the viewers here would enjoy it. We've been experimenting with a lot of new stuff, like, for instance, the Armor Reforger, and I'm really pleased to see actually how you guys, viewed that. I mean, the Armor Reforger video, guys, got us, like, 3,000 views, just a ridiculous amount of views, and all I really did in it, different from my other videos, is I just wasn't so serious. Like, I just kind of played around with it. I laughed at the bad stuff, I sort of enjoyed and played along with the stuff that I found enjoyable, and I think maybe that's just going to be the platform or the approach for videos going forward. And maybe even we'll jump into other genres like Milsim and maybe like medieval combat genres or medieval PvP genres, whatever you guys would prefer. It's definitely got me thinking. Let's get another home up, by the way. And this one will kind of build inwards this way. I want to get some more pigs up, so what I'm going to do is just real quickly here. I'm going to sell... Oh, no, we need to wait for some wood. In that case, let's just wait. I'd like to have 2 woodcutters. And nice, he's going straight to work. Perfect. Go into that woodcutter lodge, get that axe. Get to chopping, son. And I've been seeing this a lot lately, but again, fun little game, nothing new. So this is definitely something that's been done before. The question is, how much are they going to change the game with that military aspect of being able to get a militia, defend the area, etc.? How different is that going to make it to games like Banished? But this has been done, for sure. Now, this particular... genre, I guess we call it, because it's kind of its own genre. I don't know what's called it, like the Banished genre. It's sort of a survival city builder. This genre does quite well, so I think people will still pick it up. People will still enjoy this. But if you're interested in like the real origins of this, I would go with Banished, which if somebody wants to check on Steam, I'm sure it's not that pricey at this point. But Banished may be the way to go. Just to see if you like this, if you like Banished, you're going to absolutely love this. And we're only looking at a very early access version. We know that because we don't have the military buildings, and there's other buildings that are not available that are going to be available in the final game, like hospitals, things like that. So we just need to give it time. But I like the setup so far. It's it's a quaint little game, enjoyable. You can kind of sit back, have a beer or have a meal and just kind of relax and take your time with this, I guess you could say. So nice little game. I like the familial aspect, like having to build a home for actual families. Like, see, these folks have 5 kids. But what if you have more than 5 kids, That should be possible as well. In any case, folks, I want to thank everybody for stopping by. And indeed, Dave is right. So you can get this on Steam. Just put in Colonize Prologue in the search engine. And it should pop up pretty quickly. And make sure to take a look. Sorry, you just saw that, Dave. 1 corn kernel, a lot of teach worker every 2 days for something. Yes. Keep them guessing. That's how you make a good worker. Thank you so much, folks. And again, make sure to add me on Twitch if you haven't already. Yeah, Chivalry 2, just got that. I'm going to take a look, play around with it, and I'll get back to you guys.